The amusement park, Joyland. Once upon a time, nestled in a valley where sunshine dripped like honey and laughter echoed off the emerald hills, stood Joyland, an amusement park more magical than any ever dreamed. It was whispered that Joyland wasn't just a place of rides and games. It was a portal to realms of pure, unadulterated joy, a sentiment known only to those with a heart full of wonder. In the small village bordering Joyland lived four inseparable friends. Elara, a dreamer with hair like spun moonlight and a heart that saw magic in everything. Finn, a tinkerer with nimble fingers and a mind overflowing with contraptions and fantastical machines. Willow, a storyteller with eyes that held the wisdom of ancient trees and a voice that could soothe the grumpiest of goblins. And Bram, a strong and loyal protector, his quiet nature masking a boundless courage. They dreamt of Joyland constantly. Every year, the village children were allowed one free day in the park, a tradition older than anyone could remember. This year was their turn. Armed with a map scribbled with their wildest hopes and a shared bag of stardust cookies baked by Alara's grandmother, they stepped through Joyland's glittering gates, ready for adventure. The first marvel that greeted them was the carousel of constellations. Instead of horses, it held magnificent beasts of shimmering starlight, a Leo with a mane of blazing comets, a Scorpio with a tail that trailed nebula dust, and a Gemini, whose eyes twinkled with twin suns. Ilara, drawn to the Leo, gasped as she climbed aboard. As the carousel spun, she heard the whisper of the stars, tales of ancient heroes and forgotten constellations. "We must find the legendary lost lantern," she cried as they dismounted, her eyes shining with newfound purpose. The stars tell of a lantern hidden somewhere in Joyland, a lantern that holds the light of 1,000 suns. It's said to grant the holder their deepest desire. Finn, ever the practical one, raised an eyebrow. A lost lantern? That sounds like a tall tale, Alara. But, he added, his fingers already sketching in his notebook, if there's a lantern, I'm sure I can improve it. Their quest led them to the Hall of Mirrors, a dizzying labyrinth of reflections and illusions. Willow, drawing upon her storytelling skills, navigated them through the hall, recognizing subtle patterns in the glass that revealed hidden passageways. They faced their distorted fears in the mirrors, confronting doubts and anxieties that had lingered in their hearts. Bram, ever watchful, stood guard, shielding them from the unsettling whispers that emanated from the depths of the hall. Emerging from the Hall of Mirrors, wiser and braver, they found themselves in the Candy Kingdom, a land made entirely of sweets. Gummy bear trees dotted the landscape, chocolate rivers flowed merrily, and lollipops towered like shimmering skyscrapers. Here, they met Queen Glimmer, a tiny woman with a crown of rock candy and a voice like tinkling bells. "You seek the lost lantern?" she chirped, offering them each a candied mushroom. "It is hidden in the deepest heart of the Whispering Woods. But beware, the woods are guarded by the Grumblesnouts, creatures who thrive on negativity and despair." The Whispering Woods were a stark contrast to the vibrant Candy Kingdom. Twisted trees groaned under the weight of shadows, and the air hung heavy with a sense of melancholy. The Grumblesnouts, small furry creatures with perpetually sour faces, swarmed around them, chanting insults and spreading gloom. "You're not good enough," they shrieked at Alara. "Your inventions will never work," they jeered at Finn. "No one wants to hear your stories," they mocked Willow. "You're too quiet to be a real hero," they sneered at Bram. The friends began to falter, their confidence shaken by the Grumblesnouts' relentless negativity. But Willow, remembering the stories of brave heroes who had overcome their fears, stepped forward. "Stop," she cried, her voice resonating with newfound strength. "We are not defined by your negativity. We are strong, we are kind, and we are determined to find the lost lantern." She then began to weave a story, a tale of friendship, courage, and the power of believing in oneself. The words poured from her like a soothing balm, counteracting the Grumblesnout's negativity. As she spoke, the woods began to brighten, the shadows receding, and the Grumblesnouts began to shrink, their sour faces slowly softening. Impressed by Willow's storytelling, and filled with a newfound sense of positivity, the Grumblesnouts led them to a hidden clearing where the lost lantern sat nestled among the roots of an ancient oak. It wasn't made of gold or jewels, but of simple wood and glass, yet it radiated a warmth that banished all shadows. Ilara, drawn to the lantern, reached out and touched it. A wave of light surged through her, illuminating her deepest desire, to spread joy and wonder to the world. Finn, inspired by the lantern's simple yet powerful design, envisioned new inventions that could bring light and happiness to everyone. Willow felt the power of her stories amplified, knowing she could use her words to heal and inspire. And Bram, empowered by his newfound courage, understood that true strength lay not in brute force, but in protecting those he loved. As they held the lantern together, their individual desires intertwined, creating a single, powerful wish to protect the magic of Joyland and to share its joy with everyone. Suddenly, the lost lantern vanished, its energy absorbed into their hearts. They understood then that the lantern wasn't a physical object, but a symbol of the joy and wonder that resided within them all. They didn't need a magical object to grant their wishes. They had the power within them all along. From that day forward, Alara, Finn, Willow, and Bram became the protectors of Joyland. Alara used her imagination to create new attractions and adventures. Finn designed fantastical rides that defied gravity. Willow told stories that captivated hearts and inspired dreams, and Bram stood guard, ensuring that the spirit of Joyland remained pure and untainted. And so, Joyland continued to thrive, a beacon of joy and wonder in a world that often felt dim. And it all began with 4 friends, a bag of stardust cookies, and a quest for a lost lantern that they found not in a clearing in the woods, but in the depths of their own hearts. The tale of their adventure was passed down through generations, a reminder that the greatest magic lies not in enchanted objects or faraway lands, but in the power of friendship, courage, and the unwavering belief in the joy that resides within us all. Because, as the story goes, Joyland wasn't just an amusement park. It was a reflection of the joy that already existed in the hearts of those who dared to believe.